Mr. Romeo, checking in with you quickly. I'm going to see if I can move my little screen here. I might have to put it somewhere else to do our work. But anyway, so Mrs. Riley has told me that this is a concept that you're still struggling a little bit with. So I wanted to see if I can help you out with a video. Now, when you have area is really neat because if you can find the area of certain shapes, you can put those shapes together, add them together to find the area of the total object. Think about places like the side of a house, where they go up straight and then they go like this. You would need to know the area so you can paint. How much paint would you need? Things like that. All right. But it's obviously more than one shape. It's not a basic shape. So what I'm going to show you quickly how to do is to find area of shapes that aren't regular. They have multiple shapes in them. So if you look right here at our first example, well, if I'm going to take my pen, I'm going to make it red. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line to split this into two different shapes. Now, if you'll notice here, I have a square and I have a rectangle. If I find the area of the square and the area, oh my gosh, I said rectangle. Sorry, I I have a square and a triangle. Duh, Mr. Romeo. So if I find the area of the square and the area of the triangle and I add them together, I will find the area of this whole object. So looking at the square, when it's on a little graph, it's kind of cheater and easy. But if we look here, we notice that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 units going up and 4 units going across. And to find area, we would do 4 times, excuse my little time sign there, it looks terrible, 4 times 4. And I don't think I need to bust out my calculator for this one. I know that the area of this square is 16, right? So I'm going to write 16 in here. I'm going to quick change my color up here. So I'm going to go blue, right? Now to find the area of a triangle, we multiply the base times the height and then divide that by 2 or multiply it by 1/2. So if we look here at the base, I see that the base is 1, 2 units. So I have 2. And I notice that the height is 1, 2, 3, 4 units. So I'm going to try and make a times sign again. 2 times 4. And I know that if I do 2 times 4 and then multiply it by 1/2 or divide it by 2, I get, 4. I'm not very good with the pen, guys. Sorry. So the area of this triangle is 4. So not 14. Let me erase that. I don't want anybody getting confused. So anyway, so now we have an area of 16. And we add it to the area of the triangle. And we get a total of 20 units squared. All right, so we get a total of 20 units squared. I'm going to talk through it one more time. I'm going to erase everything, and then I'm going to do the next example because it's a little bit more difficult of a problem. So quickly again, I took this object, and I noticed that I could turn it into a square and a triangle. So I probably would have had a hard time finding the area of this whole object together, but since I could split it into 2 different objects that I know how to find the area of, I know that I can add those 2 areas together. So I found the area of this square, which is 16 units, and on this graph, I could even check. I could count them up, but I know that 4 units of height and 4 units of width, and we do 4 times 4, and we get 16. Over here, I know that for a triangle, we multiply the base times the height, and then we multiply it by 1/2 or divide it by 2, however you feel comfortable doing it. So I did 2 times 4 and I got 8. I did 8 divided by 2 and I got 4. So I took the area, 16, and then I added it to the triangle area, 4, and I got 20. And we don't know what the units are, so we put units squared. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase everything and just write the answer in there. We were supposed to erase. Sorry, wish there was a faster process for this. 20 units squared. All right, now I'm going to close out the picture of me so I can do the next problem. Okay, so what I'm going to do next, all right, is I'm going to do the same thing. I look at this shape. It looks like a cool like gem or crystal, and I want to find the area, okay? I know that I can't find the area because it's like a weird polygon. I don't know how to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how to find area of a hexagon. But I do know that I can cut this shape up into triangles, rectangles, and squares, and I can find the area because I know how to find the area of a square or a rectangle or a triangle. So if I go right here and I cut this into one triangle, and I turn this into another triangle, I have 2 triangles, and then here I have a square. So if I can find the area of these 2 triangles and add it to the area of this square, I will find the area of this whole object. So I'm going to start by finding the area of the square first, and I'm going to do that in purple. So the area of a square, it looks like it is 1, 2, 3, 4 units across. I did it up here just because it's a little bit easier to see. So I will have 4 units. Just because I'm writing it with this pen, I'm not going to put the U for units until the end, just so you guys know, just to save a step. Now I'm going to look at the height. 1, 2, 3, 4 units again. So if we do 4 times 4, we get 16 units squared for the area inside this square. 16 units squared. Now, I find the area of each triangle. So I'm going to look and see. Let me change my pen back to green. So I'm going to find the base is 4. The height is 1, 2, 3. And I know because I'm finding the area of a triangle that I am multiplying by 1/2 or dividing by 2. I know that 4 times 3 is 12. And I know 12 divided by 2 equals 6 units squared. Now, if I look at this bottom triangle, I notice that it is the exact same size as this triangle. So Mr. Romeo likes to be lazy. I'm going to check real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to multiply again. I'm going to know that this is 6. And now what I do is I add all 3 values together. 6 plus 6 is 12 plus the area of this square, 16, and we get a total of 28 units squared. So again, to quickly talk through this one, this shape was a little bit odder, right? It had 2 points at the end, but I could break it up into 2 triangles and 1 square. So I found the area of the square first. I did 4 times 4 and got 16. Then I looked at this triangle and found the base, which was 4, and the height, which was 3. And I know because I'm finding the area of a triangle that I have to multiply by 1/2 or divide by 2. So if I do 4 times 3, I get 12, and 12 divided by 2 is 6 units. I then noticed that I had the same height and width here, or base and height, sorry, base and height for the triangle. So I don't have to do my calculation over again. I know that I would also here have 6. So then I took the area of this triangle and added it together and got 12. And then I took the area of the triangles and added it to the area of the square, which was 16. 12 plus 16 is 28. So my final answer, I got 28 units squared. And again, guys, you have to be so careful with your units. It is very easy to get a problem wrong just because you forget to put the units on. All right. Up here, I didn't put the units because you can tell my writing is already very sloppy when I'm using the mouse to write. But again, where it says area, where the answer is, always include your units. All right, guys. It was awesome. It was awesome getting to see you all again, and I hope you like these videos. I'll try and do another one for you guys next week. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.